we are learning how to do make your own pen wraps for the Inkjoy pens. I'm going to be showing you how to do that with printed vinyl as well as water slide paper, my little trick to doing water slides. We're also going to be doing straw wraps, which is straw wraps. Right, the reusable straw sets. I'm trying really hard to start a trend at the moment with the reusable straws. The tutorial for that did come out last week. I did a beach theme in the tutorial, so I thought I'd take it one step further. I spent all day Friday figuring out, there's like a ding in here and it's driving me nuts. I don't know what it is. It's driving me nuts. I spent all day Friday trial and erroring the straw wraps to try and figure out the measurements, how it will wrap around, or how to finish it off, all of that. And I put a post up and I got a really good response from it. So, oh, you know what I didn't do is tag Joanne quickly. There we go. And now I can't, none of my comments are working now. It went from not showing the whole comment to not showing any comments. Hang on. Let's bring you up on my screen. Now I can see comments. Okay, so if I do, usually I can see comments on my screen. That's frozen. Tonight is going to be one of those nights. So if I do miss your comment, can you @ me? And I'll come back at the end of the live and go through all the comments. And if you have any questions, I can answer your questions if I don't see it while I'm working. But yeah, I did all of the groundwork to figure out how to make wraps for the new reusable straws. So I'm going to be showing you that tonight as well. Now that all that is out of the way, bye. I'm going to get rid of my face. I'm going to turn my light on so that you can see. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to show you, look, I even went to the effort of writing down the measurements in centimeters, because I work in inches, but I know a lot of you don't. So I did the prep work and wrote down what it is in centimeters as well. So I'm going to show you how I do it in Silhouette Studio first, and then I'm going to go into Cricut Design Space and show you how to add patterns to Cricut Design Space and then fill shapes from there as a print and cut job as well. And then at the very end, I'm going to show you how to apply them. Okay, so first things first, I need to bring up my screen. And this is Silhouette Studio, okay? So let's start with pens first. Oh, hi Joanne. Yeah, no, I didn't realize that the comments weren't updating until I tagged you. And then when I tagged you and it didn't pop up on the screen, I was like, oh crap. Okay, so pen wraps first. Pen wraps are really super easy to make. When I've actually done a tutorial on how to do the pens. It was 4 different styles of pens, along with how to prep the pen and how to package the pen. I'll update the description at the end with the link to that video. That's by far my most popular video on YouTube. It's got almost 30,000 views. And in that video, that was about a year ago, I think, maybe a little bit over a year. And in that video, I did promise you that one day I might show you how to make pen wraps. So tonight is the night. So you want to start by going over to your left hand side here where the shape tool is, and we're going to draw a rectangle. Okay. The rectangle then needs to be resized to fit, the measurements that I'm going to give you tonight fit the Papermate Inkjoy pens that everybody uses. They're the only ones that I have used to date. But Lisa from Blank Saras actually informed me this afternoon that she has stainless steel ones. So I'm getting a couple of them to try. And if the measurements need to be adjusted for them, I will let you guys know. But this is for the Inkjoy pens. And we need to go, our transform panel is 1.45 inches wide by 4.75 inches tall. Okay, now if you want to grab a pen and paper and write this down now, I will give you what the measurements are in centimeters as well. It is 3.683 centimeters wide by 12.065 centimeters high. Yes, it is very technical and down to the decimal point. But that will fit the ink. You'll see it fits the Inkjoys beautifully. Okay, so 1.45 inches wide, 4.75 inches high, and we have our rectangle. Okay, and then in Silhouette Studio, it's super easy. I can get my pattern here. We're going to go with this magenta leopard print, and I can drag and drop the file straight into my shape. Okay. Now, if you need to adjust the pattern or anything like that, I'm going to zoom in so that you can see. I go over to my little fill panel here. The third tab along is the pattern. Okay, advanced options. And here you have the angle. So if it's, you know, you have vertical stripes, but you want horizontal stripes or anything like that, you can play with the angle there. I don't want to go messing with it, but the scale, right? If you need to make the design a little bit smaller, you can do, well, let's click it first. If you need to make the design a little bit smaller, you can do that. If you need to make it a little bit bigger, you can do that. Okay, depending on the pattern, you can scale it to fit your shape. Okay, with the pen being so not so wide, but it's not very wide. It's the opposite to being very wide. You may find some patterns you do need to use the scale feature to make the patterns fit better. Okay, so that is pretty much how you do a pen wrap. I'm using a seamless pattern. Seamless patterns work the best. If you Google seamless patterns, dozens of them show up. But I really recommend jumping on to Creative Fabrica. If you don't have a subscription with them, you can do a $1 trial. I think you get a whole month. It's not 2 weeks, it's a whole month for $1 with unlimited downloads. So if you've never signed up before, if I was you, I'd pay my $1 and I'd just sit there one night and go freaking nuts. Download all the graphic files, all the font files, all the seamless pattern files, all the, right, they've got sublimination bundles and pen wrap bundles, and go nuts and get the most you can out of that $1, because you have a whole month and it's unlimited downloads. I also like Creative Fabrica because they automatically come with a commercial license, which means the patterns that you use or the fonts that you use and stuff like that, you can actually sell your products. If something comes with a personal license, and I know a lot of people do it, but they shouldn't, but if you only have a personal license on a font or a graphic or something like that, legally you aren't allowed to sell any products with that file, like you've used that file. So having a commercial license means if you want to do it for a customer or you want to take it to markets or something like that, legally you're covered and you are allowed to use the files. So that's how you make a pen wrap. Done, right? Straw wraps. We're going to do the same thing again, and we're going to draw 2 rectangles because we want the lid and the base. Okay, so grab your pen again. I'm going to give you the measurements. For the lid, we want 2.5 inches wide by 1.25 inches high. And in centimeters, that is 6.35 centimeters wide by 3.175 centimeters high. And when I go to edit this for YouTube, I will put it all up on the screen as a visual reference for you guys. That's all right, Nicole. Sorry, my comments aren't working tonight. I have to keep going in and out on my phone. Oh, that's Anna. Anna can wait. I'll talk to her after. Okay, and then the base, so the bottom bit, we need to go 2.5 inches wide. And we need to go 3.25 inches high. Enter. Done. Okay, and then we have our top and bottom. So the bottom in centimeters is 6.35 centimeters again for the width, and 8.255 centimeters high. Okay, so once we have them, we're going to line them up. I'm going to select both, right click and group them so that the pattern fits in seamlessly. And then we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to drag and drop our pattern straight into there. And we have our pen and straw wraps. Okay, so because this is a print and cut, I would go to page setup, go to the third tab along, turn on my registration marks. I like to press the down arrow once or twice on my inset, just to widen my registration marks a little bit. And then the way that this would fit in, I'm going to have to select both, go object, rotate 90 degrees clockwise, and then I can put that through my printer. I have an Inkjoy, oh my god, Laura. I have an inkjet printer, so I do have to seal all of my stuff. So once this prints, I'll spray seal it, and when it's dry, run it through my cutter, and both of these will be ready to use. Now I have used this same pattern on our example that we're going to do later. I've done both of these in printable vinyl tonight, but if you wanted to do it as a water slide, you'd do the exact same process, except in printing on printable vinyl, you do it on water slide paper, obviously. I have not yet tried clear water slide paper on the straws. I have used clear water slide paper plenty of times on pens. If you wanted a really nice glittery effect, you'd spray paint your straw or your pen white. You'd glitter it with a nice white glitter. You'd put your first coat of resin on. As I mentioned in the tutorials, you can use UV resin for these because they're not going in anybody's mouths. You put your first coat of resin on, and then you put your clear water slide over the top, and the glitter that you've put on actually shows up from underneath the clear water slide and makes the whole design really sparkly. Tonight we're going to be using a white water slide though. So that is how you do it in Silhouette Studio. So, moving on to Cricut Design Space, and you're going to have to bear with me because I'm not a Cricut user. I've taught myself enough to get me by if somebody asks me a question, or in instances like this where I'm trying to show you both options, but I'm not an expert at Design Space. Okay, so you're gonna have to bear with me. But to do your own pattern, the first step that you want to do is go to upload. We want to go pattern fill. We want to upload our pattern, and scroll down. This is all from the last time that I had my $1 deal with Creative Fabrica. Right, like I said, I tend to go nuts. So this is my sort later. Here we go. My sort later file. Burgundy leopard. There she is. We want it as a print then cut pattern, and we're going to upload it. Did that work? We're about to find out, aren't we? Okay, so back to the canvas. We want to go shapes. We want to go square with sharp edges. Whoops, and we're going to draw our square. Okay, coming up to the top, the first step is we want to unlock the ratio so that we can change the size. Now this is in centimeters. This is how I figured it out. So the top, we want to go 6.35 by 3.175. that is our top. And then we're going to go shape again. Make sure this part is unlocked. And we want to go 6.35 wide by 8.255 centimeters high. And now we have our straw wrap. So you do exactly the same with the pen wrap. Let's just get it all in here. Right, our pen wrap, unlock the ratio again, and our pen is 3.683 centimeters wide by 12.065 centimeters high. Okay, so then we want to change, I'm going to highlight all of it. Operation, we want to change from basic cut to print then cut. And then this dark box here is the color that it is. Obviously we don't want that. So we're going to click this. We're going to change our color to pattern. We are going to find, there it is, our burgundy pattern. Right. And now that's filled. Okay. So again, if you wanted to click here, click edit pattern. This then opens up that same screen where you've got your sliding bar to fix the pattern scale. You can tilt it any which way you want. You can flip it, right? That is, if you click your little pattern, this edit pattern tab here is what opens that up if you need to change the size. But that then becomes your print and cut with your patterns, okay? So, you can do a whole A4 page full of pen wraps of different styles. You can do the same with the straws, right? You don't have to do one project at a time. I do suggest if you're going to start getting into wraps, so you're not wasting your printable vinyl or your water slide paper, work at an A4 size and fill that mother up as much as you can. Remembering that you can like arrange your patterns so that instead of being vertical, you can switch them so that they're horizontal, like you can rotate clockwise so that they become horizontal to fit on the page a little bit better. But yeah, that's how I make my own wraps. And it comes in handy, like the amount of time, especially for like stocking fillers, teachers' gifts, markets. If you do markets, I'm yet to have the balls to do a market, but you know, markets, just something, you know, quick and easy where you don't have to go through several layers of resin and glitter and whatever else. If you just want quick, easy designs that you can churn out really quickly, but they're still effective, do your fill patterns. And just print your own. Again, seamless patterns work best. Having said that, there's been instances in the past. I did a Rick and Morty pen recently, and I just found an image of Rick and Morty on Google. Keeping in mind Rick and Morty is copyright, so you can't sell it. I did this for my son. He wanted a pen because his one ran out, and apparently refilling it with new ink isn't good enough. He had to have a brand new pen. So, you know, fair enough. I just got a, yes, Dr. Deacle and Mr. Hyde is the best for water slide paper. They do come in white paper and clear paper. Make sure you buy the right type, but also whether it's suitable for an inkjet or a laser. The two are different, so make sure that you're buying the right one for your printer as well. But I just found a picture of Rick and Morty, like a portrait picture on the internet, saved that to my desktop, drag and dropped that picture in, and I did have to scale it down, and then it ended up, we had to fill the top and the bottom with black, because scaling the image down to make them fit actually left a gap at the top and the bottom. So you can do images as well. Sizing again, for the straw, the pen wrap, sorry, is 1.45 inches wide by 4.75 inches high. In centimeters, that is 3.683 centimeters wide by 12.065 centimeters high. The straw wraps you've got to do in 2 parts because this is your lid and this is your base. The lid measures 2.5 inches wide by 1.25 inches high. That is 6.35 centimeters wide by 3.175 centimeters high. And then the bottom part is 2.5 inches wide again by 3.25 inches high. And in centimeters, that is 6.35 centimeters wide by 8.255 centimeters high. Okay. So now that all of that is done, I'm going to turn that off and we're going to apply our wraps. So, here is what we're working with tonight. And here are some of the ones that I put up a picture of the other night. I've gone ahead and glittered them now as well. They're just waiting to have a little bit of quick coat sealer put on them and then resined up. So let's start with our straw. Take all of our straw out. Okay, so top, bottom, obviously. Okay, and we're going to apply it exactly the same way as you would a tumbler wrap, basically, but on a very small scale. Does anybody have any questions before I get into this? Because once I start this, I may not check comments until the end. Okay. So the way that I have sized the wraps, I'm going to bring you down a little bit more so you can see. There we go. The way that I've sized the wraps, it goes from the very tippy top down to the line. If we can get it to focus. See that line at the very base right before the curve starts, right? Which is why if you see on this one, right, it goes all the way to the base and then you can glitter your little knobby bit at the bottom. I've done the same with the lid wrap. It covers the entire lid except for that top part. Okay, so I'm going to, oh look at that, that hasn't cut properly. Look, that's a little bit rude. We'll fix that right now. There we go. Okay, so that's my wrap. I'm going to lay it face down. I'm going to line, I'm trying to do this in a way that you can see it. I'm going to line the top of my straw up with the top of my wrap. Place it down, making sure that it's straight. I'm going to roll it this way. And then I'm going to roll it that way. And it's done. Ta-da! Right. Going to go around it. Make sure it's all pushed down. Making sure my edges are nice pushed down. And that's done. Okay, so you do... I think we've got the same issue here. I finally set up my Cameo 4, guys. So I'm in the teething stages of a new machine at the moment where I'm still trying to figure out what my blade settings are. Okay, so same deal. I want to line it. Woo! I want to line my design up so that it's straight, like so. Okay, roll it one way, roll it around the other way, and that's done. And then you want to go in with your scissors. The lid, if you can see, hangs over a little bit. This is what gave me the most trouble, and that's as close as I could get it with the measurements. Anything smaller and it was too low, and obviously anything higher was too high. So you do have a little bit of an overlap that you're going to have to trim off with some scissors or an X-Acto knife or something, but that is as close as I could get. So I'm going to go in with my snippies, just sitting the scissors on the lid itself to give me a nice even cut. And I'm going to go around. There is something in this room that is picking up on like the louder sounds of my voice and going ding every time my voice peaks, and it's driving me a little bit nuts tonight. I've got no idea what's reverberating, but it's driving me fucking nuts. Okay, make sure that that's all pushed down, and we have a straw set. Does that make sense? I'm going to go in and refresh comments again. Can you tell us where to buy them? What are you looking to buy? The straws you can get from the Shimmer Shack. The printed vinyl, I use the unicorn one from SkatzKatz. The water slide paper is Dr. Deacle and Mr. Hyde. The Inkjoy pens, I'm pretty sure DJ Design still has them in stock. But I'll go through at the end and update the description and let you know. So I thought, before we go playing with water, oh, the pen. Let's do the pen before we do the water slide. So this is my Inkjoy pen. As I've already explained, I will put the link up to my tutorial on how to do pens. That includes the prep and the packaging as well. But basically I pulled my pen apart, I gave it a light sanding, and I base coated it white. And we're going to do, oh, that cut properly. The exact same thing that we just did with the straws, we're going to do with the pen. Okay, so I'm going to line up the bottom of my pen this time with the bottom of my wrap, like so. I'm going to roll it one way, and then I'm going to roll it the other way. Make sure it's all stuck down. And that's my pen. Okay, so now that that's done, and shock horror, I'm using Mod Podge tonight. See, I told you Mod Podge still has its place in some projects. Tonight is one of those projects. I thought we could use a little bit of Bleeding Hearts because I thought it looked really pretty together. So that's what we're going with tonight. I do have more shakers on the way, so hopefully I won't be going out of bags anytime, well, not for much longer. I know a lot of people are coordinated enough to do it from the bag. I'm not one of those people. I have to have a shaker. So I'm just going in with my Mod Podge and a teeny tiny little paintbrush. And this top bit that's still exposed. Making sure that I'm getting it right down to that line. Like so. And then cooperate, please. Thank you. Again, tap, 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 tap. Stay. Brush off the excess. This is very bad practice, guys. Please don't put your wet projects in your glitter. It can muck up your glitter. I feel the same way about people that do that as people that fold the pages of their books. Big no-no. But I'm going to do it tonight because I'm the perfect bad example. Alright, so that's Bleeding Hearts. If I can get it to sit in frame. There we go. Bleeding Hearts. I just thought it paired nicely. Okay, so that is our pen done. So we're going to go in and do exactly the same with our Mod Podge on our straw. You don't want to make it too thick because you don't want it to be too high. But you also want good coverage. Okay, so again, we're going to dump our glitter on the top. Dry brush the excess. And that is our lid done. And then I'll leave these to dry overnight. Tomorrow I will seal them. If it's not raining and it's a nice day, I'll use spray seal. If it's raining like it's supposed to be and it's a miserable day, I actually have the CC DIY Quick Coat, which is like a liquid sealer. Obviously, I mean, I know people, I have friends in high places, and when I say high places, I mean America. So when I was working for Amy, a glitter lady in Texas, anytime I wanted something, I got her or my friend Jamie to buy it for me and put it into my delivery box. So I do have some CC DIY stuff, but because we can't get that in Australia and postage is now absolutely redonkulous, the Jo Sonja's varnish, I have it right here. This stuff that we use for baubles works exactly the same way as Quick Coat. It's almost an identical product. So if you ever wanted to try the Quick Coat stuff, like the Quick Set, where is it? This, not Quick Set, Quick Coat. If you ever wanted to try this because you see the Americans using it, this is our Aussie version. Okay, works the same way. But yeah, I'm going to seal this up before I go putting resin on it. But I will probably use UV resin for these projects. But that is our straw set. Let's put it together. Okay, so that's our straw set and our pen all finished. Ta-da!